Hello, everybody. This is Brother Shane McCann, and tonight I'm going to be talking to you just, from my heart about some of the things that they've been talking about here the last couple of weeks, and it's about addiction. And Pastor Anthony, he wants me to, talk a little bit about this, and like going to write a little bitty, little bitty story about it. And I haven't gotten to that part yet, but addiction, I want to share a little bit how I got addicted to certain things, and and how the Lord set me free from it. But I started, I think, when I was about 17 or 18. I took my first drink, of alcohol, and when I did, it just opened another door. It opened another door to other different things. And for long, I was smoking weed, smoking marijuana. And then, that opened a door, and pills. I started taking pills, started taking, downers, and then uppers to go fast at work, and then downers, to come down. And, just one door opened the next door. And then I didn't think I would ever open the door to hard drugs, such as, crank or cocaine. But eventually those doors opened, and I was doing cocaine, doing crank, and methadone. My brother, he was already addicted. He was at the methadone clinic at the time. He was a heroin addict, and one of his the buddies he was getting medicine from died, so he ended up in a methadone clinic. So there'd be times that some of my buddies could get methadone from him, we'd take it, but just all these doors was open to all these different drugs and alcohol, and at that time I was in the occult. I was into Ouija boards and stuff like that, and I began to open more doors and portals and gates and whatever else. But in my case, I believe, I had some demons to enter me, and it was the demons that were wanting the things that really I didn't want. And there'd be times I'd go in the liquor store, looking for liquor and stuff, and I would hear things inside of me say, we don't want that, but we want this. The stronger the alcohol, the more pleased I was. And but anyway, I spent 15 years, from the time I was 17 all the way till I was 30. 13 years addicted to drugs and alcohol, and just destroying myself, on the weekends, and heavy metal rock concerts and bars and everything, like that, and couldn't get free. A couple times I tried to quit, and I could quit the marijuana, I could quit some of the pills and things like that, but when it come to alcohol, I could not quit it. It was on my mind. And when I woke up, the time I went to bed, I had to have a beer, I had to have a mixed drink, had to have something, had to just get away, escape. And, and I had preachers to approach me and things like that, but, church wasn't interesting to me at that time or anything. And I was just addicted. I was just an addicted person. Anyway, after 13 years of that and destroying my life and going to a lot of doctors and things like that, and couldn't nobody help me, one night I was in my, when I didn't have the drugs or didn't have the alcohol, I would have severe anxiety attacks and panic attacks, even in my sleep. I couldn't sleep, and my heart would just race really fast. And if I could get the drugs in me, I could get my heart calmed down. But one day I went and got 151 rum, and I went and got pills and pot and stuff like that, and I was just going to go home and just have a little room to myself, and just drink and do pills and stuff like that. But I was there, and I started having one of these really severe anxiety panic attacks, and so bad that no matter how drunk I was, it was kind of sobering me up. I was coming to realize, this might be it. I might die or whatever, but it was bad. And I knew I couldn't quit drinking. I knew I couldn't quit doing drugs. I knew I couldn't quit what I was doing. And I knew my only way out, I was just going to have to call upon the Lord. And I never had called upon the Lord before, but I got down on my knees in a little mobile home room. It was on a cold fall night like this with the moon out. It got dark early, about this time of year. So it was somewhere in this time of the year. I got down on my knees, and I began to call out to the Lord. And I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I said, if you can change me, or if you can save me, or if you can help me, if you can deliver me, I said, I'm ready. I said, because I can't live like this anymore. I knew I was addicted, and I knew I couldn't get free. And I remember the presence of the Lord. I don't know if the Lord himself came in behind me or just his presence came into the room. I never felt before, and it was like a peace like I feel right now in here, just a presence. And I remember the Lord speaking to me for the first time, and he didn't scold me or anything like that, but it was just with a loving, gentle voice. I remember the Lord speaking to me, and he even called me by my name. He said, Shane, he said, turn over to me, and he said, I'll heal your mind and your body, and I'll give your heart and soul rest. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Come unto me, all that are heavy laden and burdened down, and I will give you rest." I was heavy laden. I was burdened down with all these drugs and all these alcohol, and I couldn't get free. And then that scripture goes on to say, take my yoke up on me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light, and you shall find rest unto your souls. And that's the scripture I quote so many times when I'm out preaching, because it's so true. When you're heavy laden under a heavy burden and you're serving the devil, it's hard to serve the devil. The Bible said the way of a transgressor is hard. And it's hard to serve the devil, but it's really easy to serve Jesus once you find that way out. But anyway, I told the Lord, I said, "Lord," I said, "if you can deliver me," I was in the room all by myself, but just me and him. I said, "I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready." And anyway, I felt his peace come up on me like I never felt before. I felt it just flood my soul and my body and everything. And the Lord was saying, "Okay, you're free." Pretty much that's what he was saying. And he told me, he said, "Just pour it out and get rid of it." So I had 151 rum. I had dope. I had pot. I had pills and everything. So I poured my rum out. Went got my Budweiser in the refrigerator. Poured it out. I done something with my marijuana. Done something with my pills. And I just felt totally different. I felt everything come off of me. I felt, weights being lifted off of me. I was on my knees. I went down drunk and stoned and everything. But when I got up, I was sober. There was a change came over me. I was just sober. I can't really describe it. But from that day forth, I never desired another drink. I never desired another drug. I never desired another pill. And I was 27 at the time when that happened. And I wasn't saved yet, but the Lord loved me. The Lord loves us so much that he'll deliver, set us free if we'll just call up on him. And so I knew there was a change come up on me, and I didn't desire, didn't crave, or anything like that. And I even figured, even some of the demonic demons left my body that night. But anyway, I forced myself. After that, I would force myself to get a drink and drink it. But when I drank it, it wasn't the same. I didn't desire it. I didn't crave it. I didn't want it. I'd force myself with another joint, for another 3 years, or force myself to take another pill, and I just didn't want it anymore. So 3 years went by, and then eventually I ended up at Kendall Church of God. And I remember the pastor saying, he would make altar calls, every week. And I knew I needed to go up there and get saved, because I really didn't feel like I was saved. I knew I was delivered, but I didn't know if I was saved yet. And he would preach and make altar calls. And one Sunday, under the conviction of the Lord, I went up and gave my life to the Lord. And when I did, it just felt like the whole weight of the world came off of me. I was already delivered. The Lord had done delivered me. He'd done healed me of the anxiety and panic attacks, but I just needed to make the next step. And here's what I'm saying out there, to you tonight. If you're addicted, you can be addicted like I was to all these drugs and all these alcohol and stuff like that. And you may went through the 12-step program. You may have went through rehab facilities, and nothing had helped you. In my case, I just got down on my knees. I was desperate, and it talks about in the Bible when you get desperate, like the woman with the issue of blood, she got desperate. She had to talk within herself. She reached and touched the hem of Jesus' garment, and, she was made whole. And I think I was in the same situation. I was just desperate. I was just desperate to get set free. I was desperate to be delivered. I was just desperate to be healed. I was desperate to be changed. And if you're out there tonight and you're desperate, for a change, if you're desperate to get delivered, I said, Jesus is the way. His presence can come wherever you're at, and he can make a change in your life, and he can remove the desires. He can remove the cravings out of your life. Well, you won't desire it. You won't crave it anymore. You won't have to go to 12-step program. You won't have to go to a rehab facility. The Bible said who the Son sets free is free indeed, and I've never craved it anymore. But here's what I want to tell you. Sometimes when you open those doors, it allows demons to come into your life, and what a demon is, it's a disembodied spirit that fulfills its lust through your flesh. It feels its lust through your flesh. It ain't that you're really wanting it, but it's what's inside of you that really want it. And sometimes when you get rid of that, then you can get set free. And, I just want to share a little bit of my testimony with you tonight, because I've shared it at church and stuff like that, but I haven't shared it here on podcast. But, that's my story. But if the Lord changed me, he can change you. If he saved me, he can save you. If he delivered me, he can deliver you. So wherever you're at tonight, if you want to change and you're desperate, I just ask you, to get down on your knees wherever you're at and go through the same process that I did. And I guarantee you, when you get up, you'll be changed, and you won't never desire those things again. Well, hey, I'm going to keep it short. This is Brother Shane McCann. If you don't have a home church wherever you're at, I want to invite you to come out here, Oasis Ministries, where we believe that Jesus sets the captive free. Well, God bless you, and we'll see you next week.